Microphone check, 1, 2. What is this? It's the 5'7" assassin in the podcast business. I am your host, Rohan Patra, the rap music plug at your service. The Rap Music Plug podcast presented by QLC TV is the remedy to the I don't have anything good to listen to problem. Through in-depth album and song reviews, as well as artist interviews and general rap commentary sprinkled in between on all of what the mainstream and underground rap scenes have to offer, this is your one-stop shop to knowing what to add to your queue, play next, or pop into your record player. Welcome to the show. What is up, family? I am pleased to have two very special guests on the show with us today. So here with me, I have rapper Fatboi Sharif and producer Roper Williams, who are both from New Jersey in the United States and had big years in 2020. Roper dropped a dope beat tape titled Save My Line, nailed some big placements on some of my favorite albums of the year in Songs of Sage by Navy Blue and Your Old Droog's Dump Yard. And then Sharif had some real dope features through the year, particularly with Iceberg Theory, who we had on the show just a couple weeks back, as well as some crazy visuals that he dropped for the Church Tower single and Smithsonian, a track off the wildly entertaining and provocative Gandhi Loves Children by Fatboi Sharif and Roper Williams. So I am super excited to have you guys on the show today. So welcome.
What's going on?
Yeah. Peace, peace, peace.
My mind that's the tragic as the shots were pocket for hell time, Nubis, power of a zoom lens, Hulk God's woman, vigil, viewing, Nazi amusement, Columbine shooting.
Hello, brother. Much love, much love.
Much love.
And
much love,
I want to shout you out for saying provocative. Provocative is one of my new favorite words.
Yeah.
It just sounds so dope compared to good or passionate or edgy. Provocative.
Yeah. No, I feel that. So first off, I wanted to start by trying to get into a bit more detail as to how you guys started in hip hop. So I'll start with you, Sharif. How did you begin rapping? And particularly, was there ever a moment where you thought, okay, damn, like I can really make a living doing this?
Well, I would say coming up, it was kind of weird for me because like, I came up doing poetry originally. So 3rd grade, 4th grade, I was winning a bunch of poetry contests. Really, I found a book like 2 weeks ago in my crib. I won an award for doing a Holocaust poem in like 4th grade. Right? And that was dope. And just coming up in my house, my parents had all of the hip hop playing for the time. So shit from like Tupac, Biggie, MOP, a bunch of that. Me personally, I was more influenced by like 90s alternative rock and grunge, heavier, more than like any other genre coming up. And I just fell in love with just the whole writing style of the songs, the visuals. And I picked up hip hop along with that. And it just kind of stuck with me. From the poetry led to me writing rhymes, which led to me having battles back in the day coming up, like, and just literally me being like, yo, I'm actually dope as hell in this shit. Like, I can actually do something with this. It's actually, I actually love what I hear. Like, I'm like, damn, there's a lot of shit that's whack as shit I don't like. I think I can do it better. So let me try it. And that's what I did.
That's dope. What other kind of like you're talking when you're getting into grunge and genres like that? What were some of your favorite artists at the time?
Whew, coming up, super Offspring fan heavy, super Silverchair, Rage Against the Machine heavy, a lot of metal shit. So like Slayer, Ministry, fucking Typo Negative, like all of that shit.
Nice. And for you, Roper, similarly, how'd you begin making beats? And was there also a specific moment for you in your career when you realized that you have a real talent producing music?
No, but Well, I started making beats. My boy Eric West gave us a crack version of Fruity Loops, and that's how we started off. And the beats were really bad.
Yeah,
And then,
Shake Cap. I didn't even know him then.
but yeah, I mean that was pretty much it. And then I got the MPC a little bit later, and then after that it was off, to the races. That kind of changed my whole style. I got
And
the
when was
MPC
that?
1000.
What time was that roughly?
I got the MPC 1000 in the beginning of high school. So
Okay.
yeah, that was pretty much the start of it.
And okay, so if we move to the album Gandhi Loves Children, one of the first things when I actually got my hands on this album was your style of rapping, Sharif, which obviously caught my eye from the jump. So I want to get into a bit more into how you developed this approach to rapping. So I know you've been probably told the cliche that your style doesn't fit in a box and things like that, but I honestly don't even find that's an accurate description because you're oddly enough one of the only rappers I know that can't be labeled as just like an experimental or abstract rapper because you also have like really
Yeah, absolutely.
obvious like strong fundamentals and versatility to where you can fit right at home on like a more traditional hip hop beat or on like a super dark strange production like Jack-o'-lantern Sculpture. So my question is, how did you develop this style and was there any big inspiration as you kind of grew into yourself as an artist?
For me personally, like I always been a fan of like just different entertainment within the arts growing up. So like movies and just like a lot of like stuff like that was big for me. So like when I first started writing, like cannabis was a big influence, Redman, but more than that, I fell in love with just like creating worlds that could be created within words from like certain book authors like Stephen King and William Cooper and stuff like that, and just certain movie directors like Stanley Kubrick, David Lynch. And I was one of my writing to be kind of like more of like a world that you entered more than something that you heard.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I can hear the Red Man now that you mention that. I can hear that for sure in your style. And on tracks like Nasty Man, for example, you're really good. And I think I actually messaged you about this that the way you transition from like that melodic flow at the beginning and use a bunch of different inflections. What makes you decide to lean into one type of flow or vocal delivery versus another on a track? Does it just come naturally or do you like think about it more in advance?
I think it's a mixture of both because it comes naturally, but like I literally like I'll give you a jewel. Like when I get beats from Roper or different producers, I might have a beat for maybe 2 months and I'll sleep to it. So like I'll put it like on the speaker or play it off my phone, just listen to it a month straight, like all day long, all night long. And it's kind of like the backdrop for me to create something I never did before. Cause I don't even like I'll be on this shit where I don't even like using the same flows more than once. Like I'll listen to something like, yo, have I ever rapped like this? Have I ever put this bar structure here? Like, and even just hearing other MCs, like I'll say, damn, like that's amazing how he rapped in the beat and out of the beat. I think I could do something iller than that with a whole nother and bring a whole nother foundation to it. So it's literally just like, for me, it's always just challenging myself and doing some new shit.
Why do you prefer doing that versus sticking to what you've done in the past? Because a lot of rappers do that and they're comfortable with what they're doing in their lane and they just stick to it. What compels you or like drives you to keep trying something new?
The other shit is boring to tell you the truth. Yeah, like honestly, it's that like it's kind of that simple for me. Like I never wanted to be. I never wanted somebody to hear me. This dude's walking on stage. I never wanted somebody to just hear me and they just like, damn, he's a dope MC. It's a dope song. Like that's one thing. Even like I loved your review because like I kind of always make my music for it to be studied in detail. I call it like 3-layer listening. Like that's how I always listen to music. So like even people that's just like, yo, it's dope. I'm like, nah, that shit not dope. You gotta hear like you gotta literally analyze and get into what's being said. So I always kind of wrote like that, where it's like somebody who's not a hip hop fan, they can hear this and just enjoy the writing of it, or they can enjoy the world that's created or the expression within it.
And do you ever feel like a temptation to dumb down your music or make it, quote unquote, more accessible to attract a potentially more mainstream audience? Or are you just always content with doing what feels right to you and true to what you want to do artistically?
No, I always just keep it 100 how I'm feeling on the artistic side. Not saying that it's not other influences in the world that obviously I'll see and just be like, oh shit, that was dope. That was ill. But when it comes to me, I always like, even if I'm gonna do an ass shaking song, you're not gonna understand it's that till like the ninth time you listen to it. Like
Yeah, I feel that. So moving to like the production side of things now. For those who are listening to this on audio, you don't know what he keeps showing me, but it's an inside joke. You won't get it. For the production now, Roper, I'd like you to walk us through your beat making process. Where do you get ideas for your new beats? Where do you get your samples? Are you like a classic crate digger with vinyl, or are you more of a digital producer kind of guy?
Yeah, I just use vinyl, like pretty much.
Yeah. And what
Almost like for
and how do
everything.
you really kind of cultivate an idea in your mind? Is it just by searching through, or is there some other kind of inspiration that you get for your production?
Usually I'll have one session on Ableton that'll just have mad records like sampled into it. So like however I feel in the moment, I'll have samples that are, you know what I mean? If I have 5 albums that are in the same session, regardless to how I feel, they're going to be different albums. So there's going to be stuff that matches the way I feel. So it's usually just about the way I feel that day and what I feel like making, and also the people's energy that I'm with recently or that day. So if I'm with Fatboi, that helps because I have his energy. Like he has a specific energy and he has certain beats he'll yell at me if I try to give to him, or if I don't give to him. So
Word.
like
I got
just
the
energy
energy
of
of
the
a
people that I'm
400
working with.
pound porno cyborg.
Do you say a porno cyborg? What'd you say?
Yes,
A
that's my
porno
energy
cyborg?
when me and Roper connect. Yeah, when me and Roper connect, it's the energy of a 400 porno cyborg. Don't
Damn.
steal that, guys. If y'all hear that, we might name.
Yeah, that could be the follow-up. Follow-up album title. I love it.
You heard it here first.
So Roper, what are some records that inspired you or helped you define your sound as a producer?
Damn, it would be like that's so hard. Like it's so many like individual like album like Evidence, The Layover. I used to bump so much, but then there's like beat tape. I was just bumping this Ayatollah beat tape yesterday that I forgot that I used to bump so heavy. That got this beat. I Wonder Why on it. Got a bunch of crazy beats. I forgot what it's called, but that was my shit. College Dropout, Rough Draft, Donut, J Love Japan, all Dilla shit.
Where I can hear the College Dropout. I can definitely hear that as well.
Yeah,
Also
no,
in the track Nasty Man, that song reminded me a whole lot of like the Wu-Tang Forever era of Wu production. I always find like it's
word,
not
yeah.
like the original one, but the more like skeletal feel. Like I
Yeah.
fucking love that. I
Shout
fucking
out to
love that
Yeah,
shit.
Siifu.
I know
Yeah,
what you're
that beat is
saying.
fucking incredible.
Yeah, it's got a real nice knock to it.
Roll, but they keep drink with a nigga, but the nigga was passed out in the bathroom, in the studio, talking about I can't move. Give me some water and I can't groove. Drink that nigga to death.
Now I want to dive deeper into this tremendously unique album, Gandhi Loves Children. So how did you both first meet and develop a relationship?
Well, I would say that's thanks to my brother Boogie. Boog, come here, man. I want you to say what's up to the good people.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Boogavelli reporting live. What's going on?
All that. But yeah,
What
probably about 7 to 8 years ago, I used to do this radio show at a college up here in Jersey, hip hop underground radio. So I used to do these on-air ciphers where MCs could come up, spit open door policy, just come do your thing. My man's book that I just showed you, me and him was working together at the same restaurant at the time. So he was like, yo, you got your radio show tonight, right? You having the ciphers? I'm like, yeah. He was like, yo, I got a group. Could they come up? I'm like, are they dope? He like, yeah. I'm like, all right, tell them to come the fuck up there and shit. So the group comes. It happens to be a group Roper's working with at the time. He's the producer. So he comes in there, group, B93, killed it on the mic, this or that. Me and Roper just hit it off, just similar interests and just certain taste of humor and music and just building just like on classic hip hop shit and just regular life shit. So I used to come to their studio sessions, just chilling, and I just fell in love with his production. I'm like, damn, like this is definitely like a classic vintage sound, but it's the new style of it. And like I always say, my brother Rope is to me the illest producer alive right now that I personally know. So it was a no-brainer that we put the album together. And it's crazy because literally like the final product that you heard, it was 3 or 4 other times before. Like 5 years ago, like we literally would link up, do 2 songs maybe. Joints would be dope. And we would lose touch. Just our lives and careers going in different directions. Link up again, maybe do 3 songs. Same thing happened. Separate. But probably 3 years ago, like this final time we linked up, we was like, yo, let's do this shit, get it right, and get it out to the people. And by the time we got 3 songs in, we knew we had something special, like for a fact.
Word, man. That's sick. That's sick that you guys took your time with it. Do you find did you guys like have the album done well in advance of, I think it was October 2020 was the release time for this? Was
Way
it done
before.
Was it done way before? Yeah.
Oh yeah. The mixing took like fucking 4 months. Shout out to Ben Hickson.
Yo, the mixing is fantastic on this.
It was pretty much ready. We just COVID came. We had to wait on it. Like, but
we was gonna drop it in March for my birthday, but
COVID your birthday's in March? When's your birthday?
March 20th.
Oh, okay. Mine's 14th. That's
oh
cool.
Shit! I gotta come out there. We getting drunk and going to the strip clubs.
Yo, Ottawa, strip clubs we don't have too many. we have a couple. That's true.
That boy will find them.
Yeah. So one of the main reasons why GLC caught my attention the moment I heard of it, so this is even before I even pressed play on it, was the genius album title Gandhi Loves Children, especially because I'm Indian. But although I'm no expert on Gandhi historically, I'm aware of his really brutal racism, to put it bluntly, and his weird, creepy shit he did with children. Because it's not like your normal pedophilia. Like, people should do their own
Gandhi
research.
was a freak, yeah.
It's like some really next level strangeness, man. It's some real strange stuff. So the way I read the title was that I assumed the album would kind of get into harsh, disgusting realities in our society. And I believe that turned out to be pretty accurate when I actually played it. But could you guys walk me through the genesis of the theme that you guys came up with Gandhi Loves Children, and what inspired you to make an album that explored these ideas?
It's ill because, like, literally that title literally came from the song Tragic. And that was that was in like the early sessions, probably within the first 3. I think the first 3 songs was I'm Bugging, that, and Smithsonian. And when we were building on the titles, because we had to cover kind of before the title, I want to say maybe. So we was just like, all right, the songs are strong, the cover is strong. What title is strong enough? Like, and when it comes to our creating process, we don't really rush it. We kind of perfectionist with it. And it's kind of like when it comes, it's going to come and it's going to be right. So literally, like, me and Roper talking one day on the phone, and he just like, yo, that shit you said on Tragic, Gandhi Loves Children, that shit just keeps sticking in my head. Like, that shit is dope. That shit is dope. And I'm like, literally, it took like 3 seconds of convincing. I'm like, you damn right. That shit sounds fucking beautiful. Like, we named an album that shit. I never heard nothing named that shit. Like, and it was kind of symbolic because literally, like you said, all of the songs was done already. And literally, where we took it from touching on police brutality, a lot of all of these crazy ass Hollywood dudes fucking with these underage fucking kids and women, and this is the big era of that. Every week you're hearing about some shit like that, and just like we were saying before, the world going and shit. You can't even touch loved ones because you might catch something. Like this is literally like the time, and this is literally a time and moment that's never going to be again. And literally, like if hell was real, like we literally living it right now on Earth. So we literally wanted to just make the songs and the title just basically speak for now in like the most extreme way possible.
Yeah. And I find it's pretty interesting the way it's approached to this theme on the album, because yeah, it's very bold, provocative, like we said before, but I don't think it's super explicit in trying to like spoon feed the listener and tell you, okay, this song means this. Like a lot of other music out there, particularly music that covers these political themes, it's much more straightforward and blatant, where I find it's similar to kind of like what Billy Woods does, where it's very confrontational, but it's more subtle in the way that it tackles these topics. So why do you prefer letting the listener interpret the album for themselves versus being super explicit and tell the listener what the album is actually trying to say? Why do you prefer being more subtle?
Me personally, like I'm a big fan of like I don't think music should be explained. It should literally be like made as art, put out there, and you literally can take it for what you take it for on different levels. Like I said, the 3-layer listening theory, as I always go by. But like a lot of my favorite type of art that I was influenced by and liked from different songs, photos, and stuff like that, it's literally just leaving the question open ended and not literally telling you what's right or wrong. Because I can literally say, okay, like you said with the title, Gandhi Loves Children. Somebody can take it from what you said, or I could just literally be like, it's a Gandhi coloring book, like that's actually like available online to purchase. Like,
oh shit,
it's literally said Gandhi is for kids. Like,
oh shit.
So like, I like the people to just go into it with an open mind and just give them something to think about, like on the end. It makes it more fun for the listener, to me.
And Roper, you had something to add to that?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I think his like influences from like movie directors also like shines through. The type of movies we like to watch, a lot of our movies like that, where it's just like you watch them a bunch of times and you pick up different shit every time.
I'm creepy, stashed underneath me. A Latin believes me, stocking cat with a genie, Alaskan by train, Kanye on a tirade for 5 days, my sex slaves were suicide saved.
And for you, Roper, with parts of this album, particularly in that stretch of the project where we're at Galvi all the way to Stigmata, I feel like I'm in like a kaleidoscope fever dream. Yeah. That's probably where
my favorite section of the
really wild. And yeah, it's just crazy. And basically my question is, did you find it challenging to create such a twisted soundscape to complement this lyrical content?
Not really, because one of the main reasons we did the album is because I had those type of beats. Like I was making those type of beats. You know what I'm saying? So like it only made sense. Like who else was I going to give the Murder Them beat to? Like, you know what I mean? And who else was I going to give the Jack and Lantern beat to? It was
Tony Yayo, y'all.
It was like
Tony Yayo, he would have been sparking on that shit.
It was never difficult because I felt like we were in very similar headspaces while we were creating it.
Word. Okay, that makes sense, because like I can't imagine it really, like how you could just fake that and just not be feeling it and just make beats that crazy, because it really did set the scene pretty well.
No, realistically, about 3 years ago, my best friend died. So it was like around that time was when we were making a lot of the album. So a lot of that is like straight off of those emotions.
Shit,
honestly.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. But yeah, it was just a lot of the anger, just being pissed off.
No, I feel that. So speaking of this wild lyrical content, Sharif, you really paint some surreal pictures on this album, like on Stigmata, where you wrapped a recluse in appearance Zeus interference, mood swing, Lady Liberty with hoop earrings.
Earrings.
Just some real abstract imagery there.
Hold on.
My question is, what's
What-
going
just
on?
one-
What'd you say?
No, I was gonna say one correction. That's white noise. Technically.
Oh, that's white
Not
noise.
Stigmata.
Oh
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
my bad, my
That's
bad.
my-
Oh yeah, that's with Pootie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nah,
so
White
my
Noise is one of my favorite joints too. So shout out to you for quoting
yeah,
that.
no,
That's
I really fuck with that one. And so my question is, what's going on in your head to write bars like this, or are you adopting some kind of character when you write these lyrics?
my brain is such a horrible, confused cesspool of thought and fatality. But it's like that. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of like, to me, like I said, the beat is always the canvas for me to put paint the picture through. So literally, like you said, that after Galvy, to me, like that's definitely like my favorite section of that. Literally, that's some of like our best songs we ever made to me. And it's crazy because literally we were in the studio one day and cooking it up, and I literally got the Murder Them beat, Jack-O-Lantern beat, and White Noise beat, like at the Jack-O-Lantern, Murder Them, and Stigmata beat at the exact same time. So I literally took them home and I'm listening to each one, and I'm just like, all right, what literally story and character can I create within each of these? And I literally just stood up in my kitchen, boxers on, wrote each song one by one, called Roper, like, bro, wait till you hear these three shits I just wrote. So it's kind of like a mixture, like you said. It's kind of having a character image that I want to create a world, but it's also, like you said, different just personal experiences and situations in my brain. Because literally, you can listen to Stigmata. We all had the heaven and hell, God is real or not convo sometime in life. We all believe in something. Like, and we all got here from something. So even Murder Them, we all dealt with police shit before and all types of shit. So I always like to definitely mix half real and half caricature for the viewers to get lost in and definitely examine.
Yeah, that's sick. And it's all about the filter, because what you're saying in these songs isn't like supernatural fiction. It's not fake. It's not based on some fantasy world. All that shit, unfortunately, is based on the very real realities that happen. So, but it's just the way you say it is so damn interesting and so, like expressive and funny at times too, and all that stuff. So yeah, it's really about a filter. So that's really cool how you put that. One thing I want to get into too with the album, which I think was an amazing choice for kind of like how it flows. You guys at just sorry, let me rephrase that. At just 28 minutes long, that's what Gandhi Loves Children's runtime is. Did you guys consciously want to make a shorter album, and if so, why? Or did it just turn out that way?
I would say it's kind of like a mixture of both, because kind of like the way because obviously when I had the beats, I wrote to everything, and it was kind of like I believe in like verses should be like conversations. So I never forced a 3-verse hook, this or that. And like I said, going back to the verses are like conversations. Some conversations can be short. If I just hit you, yo, Rowan, I tore my back out moving all this damn snow, man. I'm gonna be in the house for a few days. It's totally different than I'm like, yo, bro, I think I got 3 kids I never met in Oklahoma. I don't know what the fuck happened. I was drinking one night, So literally, like, I took the subject matter and made it to what I wanted to get the full point across. And the genius of Roper, he would take it and add different sample elements and vocal elements to expand the story and just make it one bigger complete piece. So that's definitely like how we kind of came up with the track list and the length time and all of that.
Yeah, and one of the strengths that I mentioned earlier too with GLC is not only obviously how unique the production is. Like you're not gonna find anything last year that sounds like jack-o'-lantern sculpture. But what
Best
I
beat.
also found, what did you say?
I said best beat and song ever.
Hey, you heard it here first again. Rap Music Plug podcast. You get everything here. But no, that shit is fucking crazy. But it's not only just how unique the production is, which I obviously appreciated. I really appreciated how airtight the flow of this project was. Like how I mentioned before, like the back half of the album, it doesn't just like abruptly change into this craziness, psychedelic chaos. It's very nicely kind of just like every song from Galvi on just starts to get weirder and darker and less like a traditional hip hop beat and sound. So, and even like the skits, the beautiful transition at the end of Stigmata from the skit to the next sound, it's just super dope. So
yeah, that was Gal. That was my boy Bug right there.
yeah. I mean, it's fucking so smooth. So with the instrumentals on Gandhi Loves Children, Roper, did you make all these beats specifically for this project, or were you just making a lot of beats that you then picked for this album after? Were they always with Gandhi Loves Children in mind?
I know the Zavenstein I didn't make specifically for the project. I had that for a really long time. That was a beat that like Fatboi had, and he was like, "Yo, let's put this on tape." He was very sure of that. So we went and did that, and that was a great idea. And I think that at the end of Stigmata, I might have made that beat for it.
400-pound porno
I tweaked it
cyborg.
for it. What you say?
400-pound porno cyborg. I just wanted to say that again.
Oh, okay. Is that a slight revision to it? I like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, that Zavenstein, I can't pronounce that shit, but that was such a nice choice. I don't know what it is about it. I love that beat, obviously, but it just like comes at such a nice time. It's like a palate cleanser almost. It's just really like goofy almost in a weird way.
It goes perfectly with the theme too, because it's that's a Bert and Ernie sample. So it's like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's like it's childish. And then we threw my nephew on there talking. So it's the children appearance on the album.
Damn. That adds a new element. That's sweet. So just moving generally now, Roper, you've worked with a bunch of other artists. As I mentioned earlier, you worked with Droog last year on that really, really dope posse cut Pravda. Navy Blue on Song of Sage. You had a couple placements there. Pink Siifu, YL, to name a few. Could you describe how it was working with them, and then also describe how it's different working with Sharif?
Well, the similarities, they're all so talented. It's so like it's fun to work with all those dudes. But it's just like they all have different, like I said, like it's all different energies. So it's like when we were working on Gandhi Loves Children, it was like it was such a certain energy we had going. But like, you know, when I'm working with Siifu, it's a different energy. It's, you know what I mean? Navy Blue has a different energy. Like the moods of songs he can do are different than the moods Siifu can do or Fatboi can do. You know what I mean? And the same with Droog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so the production always comes down to that for me. Like, what moods can these people touch on? Like, Navy can get so personal. Siifu can get so personal. You know, like Droog, like he's so clever with his wordplay. Like, he's so sharp. Like, so it's like, what landscapes? I like to. It's fun to pick what landscapes will bring out the best of those people. You know?
Yeah, and I think you did a great job on that, because I'm thinking of all the beats in my head right now for just those artists I name, and they're all vastly different, but they still have like that Roper Williams signature. I can't really describe it, but now that I've listened to enough of you, I can tell when it's a Roper beat. The versatility is damn impressive. Like, damn impressive.
Thank you, man. Yeah, we like to do shit like that for sure.
Yeah. And Sharif, I'll swing that question back to you. So what differentiates a Roper Williams beat from the rest of the pack?
That 2-3. Roper know what I'm talking about. Yeah, he does. It's like that. It's literally like literally feeling and vibe. Like, it's, I'll hear it be like, because usually it's like this, like if we in the studio chilling, he'll play a beat And like, if there's literally something in it that in my head, I'm like, damn, how the fuck I'm gonna rap to that? I'm like, yes, give me that one. That shit is fucking crazy. Like, or just different, just different elements. Like I said, the 3-layer listen. So like Roper was great with like, I have a beat from him and listen to it for like 2 months. And every week I'll hear something new in the beat. And that'll just get me more creative on the writing aspect of it to bring it together.
Sky settled in cyanide mescaline, tie-dye evidence. Flying pelican, my kingdom, heaven sent. When they pressured him, hover Mount Everest, carried by 5 elephants.
I'm gonna move now more generally to just ask kind of like a general question I'm curious about. So for both of you, what is the most important component of a great album? Is it the lyrical quality, production quality, sequencing, or the subject matter? What would you say is your like the most important element, ingredient in the great album recipe?
I personally would say the vibe of the album and the vibe, because I would give an order for those things that you said. So I would say a vibe, the subject matter, sequencing, and overall production. And what I mean by that, I mean the mixing, the mastering, the videos, the album cover, the back cover, like just the whole rollout of it.
Roper, do you feel the same? I feel like you're going to say production. I mean, natural bias there, but what do you think?
To me, to like he's saying with the, you know, having multiple layers and like multiple listens, you can keep discovering stuff. I feel like it starts with, for me personally, like the first thing that's important would be the beats. You know what I'm saying? But if the dude's not saying nothing or the chick's not saying nothing, I'm not gonna listen to it forever. Like, you know what I mean? So the music that's like crazy, that you could listen to for 30 years, a lot of it, I would say, like, to me, it's like it starts with the beats, but then when you got to get into the subject matter and how much the flows, the voices. I think voices is probably like my second most important thing.
Yeah, voice is underrated, man. Voice is super underrated. I'm starting to really realize that, and that actually plays into how the mixing goes, because sometimes the vocals can just be mixed in a really like stupid way. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard Portis Huss by Huss Kingpin this year. Came out couple 4 weeks ago. The way they mix those vocals are so dope. There's something about it that just adds so much to the album. It's like really like high and like cuts through the mix. I love it.
Yeah, the album is fucking crazy.
Yeah, that album's really dope. Definitely like could be my favorite so far this year.
No, and that's ill that you said that, like, because I even like I kind of write my writing process is kind of like in voices. Cause like I'll literally write something and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna literally spit it like this, but I'll maybe do like 6 or 7 ad-lib takes with different voices for each one and have it where it's like, yo, for example, if I'm like, I can't escape the prison, that's totally different than I can't escape the prison, or I can't escape the prison. Like, it's gotta, to me, like the words gotta literally speak the situation. So if I'm like, Mom, why you dying? I can't help you. That's totally different than, Mom, why you dying? I can't. Like, just a little writer shit.
Yeah, I think where I fall on that whole situation, I feel like production probably is the number one for me. The one thing I'll say though is that I find it's if you have like a song that has like a shitty rapping performance, and yet the beat is great, I would prefer that over the inverse, where it's like a really dope rapping verse and just a trash beat. Because I find like it's really hard to be that offensively bad rapping. Like, you can obviously be whack, but like to the point where I'm just like, I can't even listen at all. I find it's a lot harder to get there versus a beat that is trash. It's very easy to have a beat that's just so generic and annoying. So I feel like that's why I always think the production is most important, because it's like a lot harder to fuck up a verse versus it's way easier to fuck up a beat.
Yeah.
And that just ruins it.
I agree on that.
Yeah, a horrible beat is hell sent. It's fucking disgusting. It bothers me so much. But
yeah.
But I do also think, to go off what you're saying, I think a dope MC can bring a whole life and a whole world to a beat. Because like
That's
I
a
said, sometimes I've had situations where like I'll get a beat from a producer and it'll have a dope just loop, but then it might be some heavy drums or whatever, and I'm just like, yo, take everything out, just give me the sound of just the sound. And they'll be like, what the fuck? I'm like, bro, just give me the fucking sound. Like, and when I sit in the back, it's like, yo, I didn't even know how the fuck did you rap like that on that? Like, and the shit sound crazy. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
and I think that's coming back these days. Like obviously Rock Marciano, everybody's gonna point to him, but like that really minimalist production, the strip back, less
oh
drums,
yeah,
like
oh yeah.
it's honestly it's putting a spotlight back on the rapper in a lot of ways. And I feel like people like the voice, the nuance in the voice and the flow and the delivery, all that shit comes through way more. So it kind of acts like a secondary beat, if you will. Another question
Voice
I
is the
had.
beat.
Sorry, what?
The voice box is the beat. That's what I like to say.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So I have another general question for you guys. Where do you stand on labels? Would you ever consider signing to a major label, or would you always want to stay independent?
I feel like, especially, I mean, the Fatboi Sharif and Roper. I don't know if that's necessarily best suited for a major label.
You crazy.
I,
Slip Aside Records, let's go.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if any of that would have got released. We would have had to make edits and readjustments and cuts, and Fatboy would have had to put pants on the album cover. And
If I gotta put on pants, I ain't fucking with it.
No, that shit's
That's a
made for
fact.
stardom, man. Yo, the visuals, man, those are yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's tough for a label.
But indie labels
You
are
can't
cool.
keep you can't keep chaos contained. That's my answer to that.
Yeah, I find like it depends on what kind of artist. Like I feel like the major label still has a purpose if you're trying to do like a type of music that's way more generic or mainstream.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to be more of like a pop rapper, then a major label makes a lot more sense because they like
if
you
it's way
need to
more
get the
exploitable.
masses.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Shout out to all the independent artists and independent labels killing shit out there. For sure.
Yeah, shout out to Bandcamp Friday, happened just yesterday.
Hell yeah. No, it's fucking beautiful because literally, like, with COVID, it could have shut down a lot of shit, but artists are still doing their numbers and making bread. So that's fucking beautiful. That just
Yeah,
shows
on
the
that note, are
power
you guys hopeful for this year in terms of kind of like not just like the COVID situation, but just in general? Like, are you confident you'll be able to perform again, like have live shows? You think that's actually coming this year?
Hell yeah. We got some special behind the scenes shit with live shows that we can't even talk about. But
Oh shit.
yeah, we definitely, yeah. The show element is one of my favorite elements. So we definitely about to make something happen for sure.
I bet
yeah.
when that first show that people are gonna go to, like
Ooh,
I people will be so accepting of anything. Like I'll watch. Like I think I tweeted this. Like I'll go to an Imagine Dragons concert at this point, and I'll be so happy, even though they're like the worst musical like act in the world. Like
oh no,
I just
no.
need to go to a concert, man. I'm dying.
Yeah, the show game is going to be lines around the corner.
Oh my god! Like
Yeah,
everybody's gonna be
talking,
just smiling. It'll be such good vibes. Like, oh, that'll be amazing. I wanted to move now to just a few like rapid fire questions, just random things. Wanted to get your thoughts on and this is for both of you. So, what are your dream collaborators or collaborator?
Roper started.
Dream collaborators. Oh man, I mean, rest in peace to Doom, man. That was definitely
shit. Yeah,
that was definitely one of them.
Rest
for sure. Yeah, Yasin Bey, definitely. I want to Alchemist verse.
Alchemist verse, damn.
Yeah,
dope rapper.
Yeah, for sure. On some cookbook shit.
Be a Roper rolling back with the drums in the back.
yeah.
What up, Nick?
I mean, there's so many people like the singers too. I still got to drop songs with Liv. That she's so I don't know if
Liv, like holy shit. I only found her last year. That album, Couldn't Wait to Tell You, is like
yeah.
And yeah, the production. She yeah, you guys could totally fit there. I don't know
Yeah.
how to pronounce the name of that producer that did a lot of it. Mei Juan.
Yep.
That is like I always say that's like a perfect hip hop head soul neo soul album for someone to check out because you're gonna love it.
It's so good.
It's amazing. I think when I was thinking of this question, I was thinking Homeboy Sandman would be a really cool mix with you with your
Oh yeah,
production.
Homeboy. That's crazy you say that because Homeboy Sandman, like
That's the homie.
before. Well, I just recorded Homeboy Sandman's album with Quelly Chris. I don't know if you know that, but
I
like
didn't know you helped. I didn't know you helped out. Oh, you did the recording for that?
yeah, he recorded
Oh,
it at
yeah.
our studio. Yeah,
Shit, actually I knew that. I knew that, and I forgot it, and then I wrote it down. Oh shit, yeah, no, I knew that. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, we had them all through
But-
Jersey in the Chinese spot. Wow.
but on Homeboy Sandman, he's the first person. Like we didn't have any placements at the time. Like it was like 4 years ago, maybe. Like we had, and Homeboy Sandman was the first person to like do a song with us. Like it still hasn't got put out to this day. The song is crazy. I got it, but that was important for us. I always love Homeboy Sandman for that because that gave me a lot of confidence. Like, damn, I got a song with Homeboy Sandman.
That dude just seems like such a great guy. Like rapping, he's like a
Oh
fucking
my
monster.
God.
But he's just seems like a Don't Feed the Monster was just like unbelievably personal. Like
Oh, yeah.
I really
Yeah,
felt for
man.
him on a lot of
Sitting
that
there
stuff.
while he was recording that shit, I was like, God damn, this is crazy. Like
That first track,
But-
Trauma, when I think it's called
Yes.
Trauma. Yeah, when he played it, like when I played it, I was like,
I remember.
I played it back like 3 times. I was like, did you just say that? Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't a
dude.
metaphor. I was like, oh shit, that really happened to you as a child.
Nah, that
Yeah,
shit is powerful. That shit is the album is beautiful. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, like wow, he's crazy, and just in person,
Crazy.
his energy is like, he's a funny person to be around. He's very like positive. He literally has mad like positive energy in him.
You guys check the Don't Look Down video?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
of course.
Yeah, that was like
It is
that gave me
crazy.
goosebumps.
That's what
but
I'm saying. Like, who does that? I'm not.
I didn't.
doing
I
that.
couldn't.
am not-
I also
am
thought
not
that was a
doing that.
metaphor. I listened to the song 10 times and I just caught it. I was like, wait, he actually did that. I just kind of assumed it was like, oh, just
Yeah,
keep persevering. But it's like, he literally did that. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Yo, yo.
He's on a different level.
it's crazy too. Like because even like Roper saying that literally, besides our inner circle, him and Quelle was the first 2 people we let hear some of the songs off the album. And
Oh yeah,
they had a super strong response that we was like, oh yeah, I can't wait till this shit get put out.
We were playing them songs, and so we were playing Homeboy Sandman. I think we were playing The Cure for Amoxicillin. He's bumping it, and then he looks over at Fatboy. He's like, "Nice vocabulary, beat." I was like, "Word, that's a fire compliment from Homeboy Sandman."
So for you, Sharif, what's your dream collaborators?
I'm gonna hit you with 3: Prince Paul, Trent Reznor, and
Ooh.
my third, I would say, because I'm thinking of different collaborate. Because I'm thinking out of just music. So, okay, I would have David Lynch shoot a video for me.
Yeah,
Shit.
that's fire.
Yeah, that'd be fire.
Hell
As
yeah.
I was thinking when I thought of this question, I was thinking of Mr. Motherfucking Esquire. I feel like you
Woo!
guys would be like a crazy energy, crazy mix. I love that guy.
Yeah, nah, he's still killing shit for like 10 years straight, more than 10 years. So shout out to S. Like he always got some ill dope shit for sure.
And then I was
definitely
thinking
wouldn't be against
Quelle.
that for sure.
Yeah,
Say it
and I
again?
was thinking Quelle, but we already mentioned him. That just seems like a no-brainer too.
Yeah, me and Quelle-
Production and like rapping alongside.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Quelle is a genius. He's crazy. Like watching him in the studio, he's crazy.
That guy's been on a run for the last he's always been making good music, but like I think after Being You is great, that one was the one that like turned me into a mega fan, and he's just never missed
Yeah, he hasn't
any
missed, right?
feature, beat, album, like nothing.
On the contrary, my cautionary tale rework of the lit candle spoke to his justified mantelpiece. Nah, I ain't guilty of soul tampering.
Oh, yeah.
Next question I have is what's your favorite for both of you? What's your favorite East Coast record?
Of all time, or for right now at the moment?
All time. You can have multiple, whatever
Okay,
you like to
okay.
take this.
All right. Roper, set it off. I don't know why. I just want to go second. I don't know why. But look at these. I got edible. I got edible.
Favorite East Coast album? I mean, dang, like the Blueprint is good. Like
That's hard.
the Blueprint is good is an understatement.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, it's pretty chill.
Like, but then you have Tribe albums too. Like Tribe's first 3 albums. You know what I'm saying? So,
which is your favorite out of those?
I don't even know. And then Fatboy likes I think he likes Beats Rhymes and Life the most. No, he likes.
You like Beats Rhymes and Life? Yo, that's underrated, man.
They
I don't know why people
on that shit. They was spazzing on that
Yeah,
shit.
Dilla was killing that
Yeah,
whole
those Dilla
album.
beats are crazy.
Hell yeah, fucking beautiful.
That's like that early era Dilla. It was like less like all glitchy. It was just more like just simple, just great bass lines. I love that. I love that stuff.
Right.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, probably one of the Tribe albums, I guess. I don't know. It's so hard for me. I can't choose. I'm terrible with options.
Word. Okay, Sharif, what's yours?
East Coast. Okay.
Literally, Purple Tape. The Purple Tape. My bad.
Oh,
Great
that's
class.
the one. That's probably mine if I had to choose.
Nah, that shit is fucking incredible. I'd say Company Flow, Funk Crusher Plus, Cold Vein from Cannibal Ox, Bilal, Firstborn Second.
It takes a nation of millions.
Woo!
That's another.
Oh yeah, that's a
Dr.
Octagon. Yeah, hell yeah. Dr. Octagon. And I'd say the first Sound Bombing album.
Oh shit. I don't know if that's the one that I heard. I know I've heard a couple of those because they had a couple.
No, I take that back. My bad. The second Sound Bombing album and the first Handsome Boy Modeling School album.
Oh, those are some good picks. That Handsome Boy Modeling one was nice. Is
Yeah,
the
that
Sound
first shit was
Bombing
fun.
one you're talking about? Is that the one that has that Eminem song? Like, is he on that
Any
one?
Man.
Yeah, that's the one that I've heard that I really like. Yeah.
Yeah, Sound Bombing too. Fucking
Yeah, that one's
classic
great.
East Coast underground flavor. Like
Also, Black Star and Main Ingredient.
woo!
P Rock
Yeah.
and CL.
Reflection Eternal. Let's get free. Yeah, proud.
Word. Those are all great.
Yeah, East Coast albums. I can literally just keep naming them. Honestly.
Okay, so then next question: what's an album that you really like that most people either don't like as much, is not regarded very highly, or people would just not expect you to like? So it could be any genre then. At that point,
One particular album or just different albums?
different albums. Again, you can take it. You can take it wherever you like.
Me personally, D'Angelo Brown Sugar, 9 Inch Nails, Downward Spiral. I love the Dead President soundtrack, the movie, because it's like literally all 70s and 80s like classic soul shit. That's fucking beautiful.
Oh, nice.
People wouldn't expect me to like. I'm trying to think.
So I can cheat for you if you'd like, because I've seen your Free Music Empire discussion with Dan O, and you mentioned you like a certain album by Lil Wayne that is definitely not regarded as highly by most people, to say the least.
Rebirth.
Listen.
Oh
God, yeah.
No, shut up, Roper, shut up. I'm telling you this.
Oh my God.
Am I crazy? Yo, Rebirth, he was spazzing. Wayne was spazzing. I don't care. I was loving the beat.
I'll be honest, I can't say I've listened to that album in the last like 10 years, so, but I can't say I'd agree.
I'll fuck this album.
All right, Roper, go. What are some surprising albums that you like?
I don't know. I don't know if it's even surprising. It'll be a lot of like singing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I bump like.
You love that Jennifer Lopez on the
know,
6.
like. Well, come on, that got Waiting for Tonight on it, don't it?
No front on the 6. You a J-Lo white, my nigga.
You know what song I listen to a lot? That song that's in the Geico commercial with the caveman in the airport. I don't know if you know that.
I think I know the ad, but I have no idea what the song
is. The song is called Remind Me. This shit's fire.
Remind me.
I'm
gonna note that down.
Yeah. That's a classic. That's a classic feel good song. But just a lot of singing, like, you know what I mean? Like I bump a lot of like I listen to like Destiny's Child, Say My Name. Like I got a sister who's like older, so she was into pop. So like a lot of that music is like just in my brain, even though I don't want it there sometimes.
Word.
But then like, you know, like Curtis Mayfield, that live album, but that's not something you wouldn't expect me to listen to. I don't think.
It's Curtis Mayfield. He's like sampling like gold mine.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I listen to a lot of shit. But yeah, that Black Messiah, D'Angelo. That's the one right there.
It's 2 D'Angelo picks. I love that.
Yeah, you have been playing that album for like 5 years. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I still play that like it's new.
I'm like, God damn.
Yo, that album's like ridiculous. I think that's better than even Brown Sugar. I'd still put Voodoo over it, but I even like that over Brown Sugar. And Brown Sugar is amazing.
I would say I always like Brown Sugar more than Voodoo.
It all depends. Like Brown Sugar is more like that traditional. It's more like straightforward songs. So like people like, I find it's like comparison is like Frank Ocean's Channel Orange and Blonde. Like I like Blonde more because it's more like, I guess, avant-garde and experimental, but people who like the more like just traditional straightforward songs, Channel Orange is way better for that. So Brown Sugar also is like Me and Those Dreaming Eyes of mine. Like that's, you can't really beat when it comes to just straightforward, just like croning and killing it. Like
also Cisco Enter the Dragon.
Oh,
I mean Unleash the Dragon, my bad.
Yeah. The Cisco Unleash the Dragon. That thong song did. That thong song was hard with the drop. I ain't gonna front.
The Dragon.
See, I like a lot of comedy albums too from back in the day. So like, it's literally a section in my crib that's literally like a George Carlin album, Andrew Dice Clay album, damn Richard Pryor album, Red Fox album. So that's also like a big like influence of mine. Like when it comes to just creating.
Word.
The last question I have before we wrap this then is what was your top favorite album of last year?
Sheesh. There was a lot of crazy music.
Last year was one of the best years for music I can remember.
Oh yeah, easily.
An album that I'm not on, I would say, because that's just kind of dick riding myself. Like I would say, Navy Blues' first album was so crazy.
Oh, Ada Irin, yeah, that was like, so special too,
bro. That album is ridiculous.
Dude has a way with words, just and a great producer himself.
Yeah, to like his production, like sending him beats was so scary because he's such a good producer. It's like he doesn't need these. He doesn't need anything else. You know?
No, you killed your beats on Navy's album.
Because I had to, because it's like it took me like a year to I kept making that batch over and over because I kept making it. So I was scared. Word. But yeah, Navy Blues that first album he put out. I think that was his debut album, like low key too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely. What about you, Sharif? I think I know the answer. I think you may have tweeted this, but just say it again.
I'm gonna give you a quick couple because it was a good 2 or 3 that was heavy rotation for me.
And Liv's album too. My bad.
Word, yeah.
Oh, that shit was dope. For me, I love the Killer Priest Rocket to Nebula album. That shit was fucking insane. The Arm & Hammer Shrines album, the Strapnel album, the Stove God album was crazy. The Fly God is the Awesome God 2 was crazy. It was like you said, last year was insane.
Yeah, that shit was insane.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. I think this has been a really great discussion. Like I'm so So excited to be able to kind of share the thought process behind Gandhi Loves Children and just kind of delve into how you guys came to where you are as artists. Like, you guys are just on such a good path. I feel like 2020 was a great year, but I have no doubts that 2021 will be even better. So what are some things that you guys have in store for 2021? What do you got upcoming?
Well, the Sharif and Roper movement, literally, I'll drop a little jewel. Like the next 2 projects from us is basically almost done.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and when I tell you, if you like GLC, me personally, these 2 kind of trumpet to me. But
And they're dropping in 2021?
Can't it? I ain't even gonna say nothing about that.
All right, all right.
It's definitely I got the same vibe and power and energy when we made GLC. That these new tracks, I'm like, yo, these shits are gonna be amazing. Like, and just I got a bunch of other projects I'm working on too and other tracks. So a lot of big stuff coming in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, all that. Gandhi Loves Children merch is on the way, so definitely be on the lookout for that too.
Word, yeah. I was gonna say you guys should get some merch, some vinyl, something like that, because artistically, just artwork wise, it's a strong album. So I'd love to have that.
Thank you. We want to shout you out too, bro. You definitely shout out to you. Everything you doing. I love your channel, yo. You're definitely one of the best with the album reviews. You get into Shakespearean detail, breaking down the audio.
Shakespearean detail, man. Damn, that is a high honor. Thank you. Thank you. No, I appreciate that. I try. And Roper, what do you got?
Yeah, I got so much shit. Like you said, me and Fatboi got albums. Me and Pootie, we're gonna drop album. I'm trying to make my own albums too. I got a beat tape coming.
Nice.
Like, in this, it's coming out in February. I think either the 12th or the 19th or the 14th. Or, I don't know. Whenever I finish it, pretty much. But
nice.
that beat tape's dropping. Play like I'm getting. I'm working on getting placements and stuff. I just sent a crazy batch to a crazy artist. Like I shouldn't talk about. Mad albums. I don't know. I'm working with Lungs. He's crazy. Gabe Nandez. He's crazy. Akai Solo.
Oh man, I love Akai Solo. I love that dude.
That's one of my favorite dudes right there. The shit me and Akai got is ridiculous.
Fuck.
We've been hoarding songs. Me and Akai have been hoarding. YL. The shit me and YL got, because we've been taking our time with this album, just chilling, doing our own thing. We got a crazy album coming.
Amazing.
I got a lot of music coming. I got, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of music coming.
Yeah, I love it, man. Thanks so much for coming on. This has been so much fun.
Thank you, man. We appreciate the love.
No, man. Thank you so much. And I think I'll wrap it here. Hope you guys have a really great weekend. Stay safe out there. And yeah, just keep doing you. You guys are fucking killing it.
Thank you, brother. You already. Yeah,
peace, guys. Peace.
Yeah.
I spit a solar ring with the feds approaching them with the Smith & Wesson at the Smithsonian. Spin kick split from the mask adjacent. Drug traffic case, King's assassination.
So this concludes today's episode of the Rap Music Plug podcast presented by QLC TV. I hope this episode gave you some fresh new perspectives on the latest rap releases, as well as a recommendation for the next great rap record to add to your collection. But now that I've spoken, it's your turn to have your voice heard. So let's stay in touch. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Rohview, ROHVIEW, to connect with me on a personal level, where you'll be able to interact with my thoughts and perspectives on music, surely, but also on politics and sports as well. If you're an artist who wants to get their new song or album reviewed on the show, hit me up via email at qlctv.podcast@gmail.com or just send me a DM on Twitter or Instagram. I would love to give you public feedback through a review or private feedback if that's what you'd prefer. I would love to be a part of helping you grow as an artist. For exclusive content and updates related to the show, follow the Rap Music Plug podcast on Facebook. You can find all of this information along with exclusive playlists created by myself by clicking the link that's in the episode's notes. So that's all for today. Talk to you soon. Peace.